As a caregiver of a child with a chronic condition, it's common to experience symptoms of distress. This may include racing heart, sweatiness, tightness in chest and muscles, being on edge, feeling irritable or annoyed, and increased reactivity. These symptoms often come from worry-based thoughts. These are magnified and upsetting. They often reflect fears and concerns of loss, failure, and despair. These feelings can be temporary if we can find strategies to calm the body and mind down and allow for regulation. In this video, we want to develop coping skills so you know what to do when your body enters into this anxiety mode. Not managing anxiety and stress can lead to more challenges later. Studies have shown that poor coping by parents predicts the child's coping and quality of life. Your child learns to react to situations the way they see you react. Modeling healthy coping skills is crucial for both you and your child to return to normal functioning. Let's talk about the Bright Ideas method, an approach to effective problem-solving skills created by psychologists Thomas D. Zarilla and Arthur Nizu. It consists of 5 tasks: Bright, identify, develop, evaluate, and act. The first task, Bright, reminds us of the importance of having a positive outlook. Approaching problem-solving with a positive attitude increases our chances of success. The final 4 tasks are represented by the acronym IDEA. Identifying and defining the problem, developing solutions, evaluating pros and cons, and acting on the best solution. Let's apply the Bright Ideas method to an example. Zoki has IBD and needs to take daily medication. It is always a fight. Her parents have found her pills stashed away. When her parents try to talk to her about it, she gets mad and starts yelling. Remember, the first step is Bright. Bright refers to how you see the problem. For example, you can have thoughts that are helpful or unhelpful about the problem and your ability to work through the problem. It's normal to have both at the same time. Helpful thoughts encourage us to be realistic and make the problem feel more doable. For example, my daughter is having difficulty taking the medicine, but we can work on taking medications. Unhelpful thoughts sound negative and make it challenging to work on the problem. Thoughts like she'll never take her meds, or nothing works and I can't get her to take meds and she'll get sick again. It's normal to have both types of thoughts, but having more helpful thoughts increases our chances of success. Let's do a brief deep dive into how thoughts come up. Take a look at the unhelpful and negative thoughts page and see if you can think of times when thoughts like this creep in for you. Again, it's normal to have both types of thoughts and it happens to everyone. People who have more helpful thoughts than unhelpful ones are more likely to be successful in solving a problem. It is important to take note and be aware of thoughts and when they may be impacting your behaviors. For example, when I raise my voice about Zoki not taking her meds, I am having the thought if she keeps not taking her meds, she'll get sick again and go back to the hospital. This is very serious. I feel scared. I need to yell to protect her. Some of Zoki's mom's thoughts are: Zoki's never going to change. She is never going to take her meds. This is my fault. With practice, Zoki's mom works on coming up with a few more helpful thoughts.
We have struggled with medication taking, but I think we can make things better. And I believe there are more things to try and I am not ready to give up helping her.
Now take a few minutes to fill out your thoughts worksheet. You can pause the video if you need more time. The next step is to identify and clearly define the specific problem. For example, many people will start off with a general, non-specific problem like, Zoki doesn't take her pills. In this case, it's more helpful to have a more specific, less vague definition of the problem that tells us more of the who, when, where, and why the problem occurs. It's helpful to answer these questions. The goal is get into the details and play detective and understand more about why Zoki is missing her medications.
What time of day and where does it happen? Usually in the morning in the kitchen at home when she should be eating breakfast, and then
next she thinks about why. This one is tricky. This can be a hot button issue. We want to approach the problem neutrally to see if we can figure out why the problem keeps happening. This means choosing a calm time, using a calm voice, and very calm body language. Mom talks to Zoki one afternoon when they are both relaxed.
The pills make my stomach hurt, that's why I refuse them and my breakfast. And Mom, you get upset and yell when I don't take my pills. So I try to avoid the whole thing by hiding them so I don't make you mad.
it was really hard to hear about how I was part of the problem. I could feel myself sweating. I felt a little mad. But it was true. I took a deep breath. Now I had identified the problem better.
Okay, think about a problem you have been having with your child. Take a minute to write it down. Now think about all the details you can think of: the who, what, when, where, and why, and write them down. You can pause the video if you need more time. Now it's time to work on the D in idea. We are going to develop or brainstorm some possible solutions to the problem we just identified. The goal of this next step is to be non-judgmental and just to generate as many solutions as possible. Solutions are things we can do to help improve or solve the problem. This is the time to quiet down immediate thoughts of "that's a bad idea" or "it'll never work." In this case, the more solutions, the better.
I'll make sure she has a breakfast bar or some breakfast ready so she can take meds with food, and this may help with her upset stomach. I'll message the doctor and ask if we can move the time of day Sochi takes the meds so it's at home with dinner. Sochi can pack a pill box at school and take it during the middle of the day. We can message the doctor to ask if the medicine causes stomach upset or if it could be something else. We can ask the doctor if we can switch Sochi to a different pill.
Your turn to develop some possible solutions to your problem. Remember to be non-judgmental and come up with as many possible solutions as you can. Feel free to pause the video for some more time. Next, we move to the E in idea, or evaluate. During this step, we want to weigh the pros and cons of each solution we came up with in the last step. When you look at the list of the solutions you made, are there some that stand out as ones that won't work or are unrealistic? Cross those out. List out the remaining possible solutions. Then, give it a plus, a minus, or a 0, based on the following questions. Will this solution help in the short and long time frame? Will any new issues or challenges pop up because of the solution? Can our family really carry out this solution?
I could make sure she eats her breakfast first so she takes the medication with food. Sometimes I am not home in the mornings, but I can ask her grandma to help. I'll give that one A+. I can message the doctor about Sochi taking her pill at dinner time. This might be embarrassing for Sochi, but then if her stomach hurts she will be at home. I'll give that a 0. I could send a pill box with Sochi to school, but she would probably forget to take it or avoid it. I'll give that one a negative.
Based on your answers to the questions, rate each solution as a minus, a 0, or a plus. Okay, now it's your turn. Evaluate all the solutions you came up with. Write out the ones that seem reasonable. Rate them with a plus, 0, or minus. Pause the video if you need more time. Now it's time to act. This is the 8 in idea. We have taken time to build what we think will be the best solution to the problem as we understand it. Thinking of ways to solve the problem and trying them out will help you and your child become better problem solvers. Next, it's important to keep practicing these skills. The more often you practice, the more efficient you become as a problem solver. You may notice that some of the conflict between you as the caregiver and your child with the chronic condition decrease. There may be more opportunities to do enjoyable activities with your child rather than hyper-focus on how the chronic condition often interferes with your child's functioning. As you become more efficient as a problem solver, you will feel lighter and more unburdened. Let's review everything we learned in this video. The way you react to your child's illness directly changes how they react to it. Showing your child you know how to calm your body to approach problems helps your child to do the same thing. We learned about the Bright Ideas method of approaching a problem. Remember, Bright refers to having a sunny approach to our problems and a can-do attitude. The next part, idea, is split into 4 parts. I is identify the problem, D is develop solutions, E is evaluate the solutions, and A is act on the best solution. Remember, in the best situation you and your child can come up with some of the possible solutions together. This helps you think of more ideas by looking at the problem from everybody's point of view. This lets you work together as a team against the problem, instead of fighting against each other. Having a kid who is sick is difficult, but you can make problem solving easier by following the Bright Ideas steps together with your child.